Bam! What up, Yang Gang? We're back, and it is the 21st of March, the first day of spring, and today we're going to be talking about the state of Illinois has moved to end cash bail systems. So what do you got for us, Mia?
So Governor J.B. Pritzker has signed off on a law that will end cash bail. It's House Bill 3653, and it has been in the process of being made for several years. It's been pushed by grassroots mobilization of more than 100 reform organizations and the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus. Portions of the law will go into effect as early as July, and the abolishment of cash bail will not go into full effect until 2023, but will roll out over 2 years. So that's what the actual bill itself contains regarding that. There's also a number of other reforms.
Yeah, it shows the law includes the other reforms is all police officers wear body cameras by 2025. I 100% support that. A ban on all police chokehold. 100% support that. Guidelines for decertification of police officers. Seriously, that's a good one. Yeah, you're no longer certified to be a cop. You can't be trusted. You're horrible. Standards set statewide for officers to receive regular mental health screenings and assistance, and prohibition of purchases of certain military grade equipment. Yeah. And then there's detainee rights. We'll see a number of expansions as well. The right to call to 3 calls within 3 hours before questioning, and the right to retrieve phone numbers before the phone is inventoried.
Oh, I can only imagine how important that is, because I can't remember a single number. I have a hard time remembering people's names sometimes just because of how many people I interact with.
Yeah, if I save your number, I don't know it. I type your name, or I say, hey, Siri. Oh, shut up. I know what's going to kick on. Sorry about that, guys. Going to kick off your Siri. But yeah, just say the name and it calls them. No big deal. But yeah, it also says that there are some police and Republicans that object naturally.
That gets a big old, well, duh, right?
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, we've got the cash bail system needs to be ended nationwide. And I say thank you to Illinois for stepping up and being the first to make legislation towards it. It's not official yet. Again, the House bill is 3653. And I'll kind of show you guys here. This is the website. And it shows all the House sponsors, Senate sponsors, and then the actual act here. And there's a whole bunch of bullshit that who knows what the hell that even means. No idea. It's also here. It says, whoops, this part right here. Amends the Unified Code of Corrections, provides that 45 days prior to the scheduled discharge of a person committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections, the department shall give the person information about voter registration and may distribute information prepared by the State Board of Elections and may enter into interagency contract with the State Board of Elections to participate in an automatic voter registration program and be designated automatic voter registration agency under the election code. And says Article 2 here, information about registering to vote upon discharge from the correctional institution or facility if the person upon discharge would be homeless defines homeless. Interesting. So I like that.
A lot of stuff in this. It's very dense.
So guys, again, you can follow the link here. It's at ilga.gov. The housing bill is 3653. And you can click through all this stuff. It's a whole bunch of garbage there that I just can't even wrap my head around. But yeah, this Illinois bill is a big deal. And I hope that they can get this thing pushed through. I'm not sure how long it would take. I'm not sure what the state legislation looks like in Illinois. Like, what's the bipartisan split? Is it like a 50-50 thing, or is it like 60-40? I don't know enough about their state politics.
I actually think it did pass. This page proposal was rammed through in the middle of the night with just hours left in a lame duck session without the transparency and discord expected in a democratic process, State Senator John Curran said. So they got it through.
Okie dokie. The sneaky way too, you little Nasty little sucker. That's some
And
bullshit.
they've been working on it for years. Any pretending that it's sneaky is more.
But why
more of a timing.
why hold a vote in the middle of the night during a lame duck session? I don't like that. That's not good optics. You know,
it's not the best.
And that gives the Republicans a talking point. Stop giving them talking points. Do shit above the waterline, man.
I agree that that's definitely the way it should be done. At the same time,
Mm-hmm.
if the only way you can get anything done when you need to get something done is to do that, is what do you do? It's kind of like with the stimulus. They had to go through the reparations process because Republicans weren't going to negotiate on a single thing.
Yeah.
So you had to play the sneaky way.
No, but I mean, like, for the Democrats to complain that the Republicans did stuff sneaky in the middle of the night and then to do the same thing, I think is just disingenuous. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
yeah,
if you don't think it's right, don't do it.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
No.
I can see both sides of the situation. I don't necessarily agree that that's the way it should be played, but I can understand why one would do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, to get their points across. That's it. They're just trying to get wins.
Well, in the case of police reform, there's human lives at stake too, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's not just a point in this particular case when the Black Legislative Caucus has been on board with it. 100 organizations, grassroots organizations, were involved in the creation of this. So, like, to call it just a point in this particular case is a little bit different. It was something that they've been pushing for years that they finally found an opportunity that they couldn't get blocked from, and they took that point.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like I said, you can do the right thing for wrong reasons or the wrong thing for right reasons. And this is the point where they're doing the right thing for the right reasons. Increase voter access. You can't complain about that. Period. Inmates shouldn't be voting. Bullshit. As soon as they get out, they get a job, they're paying taxes. Period. They should be voting across the board. And technically, I personally think that even if you're in jail, you should be allowed to vote on policies that affect you.
Well, the fact of the matter is, unless something particularly egregious is going on, the number of inmates is not going to exceed the number of regular voters to the point that it's going to even make an influx on it. So might as well give them the right to express that.
Well, how about this? Stop jailing so many fucking people for petty crimes too. Let's be real. So if you've done a horrible thing, but you're on good behavior, you've earned the right to, let's say, a work release, or you work in the lunchroom, you've shown that you're you're following the rules, you should be able to vote. If you're a fucked up psychopath, you probably don't get it, you know? You've earned your way out of that, which is understandable. You should be able to disqualify yourself from even people get disqualified from visits, from phone calls, from mail, because they keep fucking up. They violently attack each other or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, stopping inmates from voting, really, it's just performative morality, because it doesn't actually change any of the situations at hand. The votes aren't going to change. The results aren't going to change.
Mm-hmm.
You're just punishing them in a new way.
Well, and if you want to say, well, like, let's talk about it from a Republican point of view. Well, we can't let all of them vote. They're going to vote Democrat because we don't represent them. Represent them. Actually represent them.
They happen to be human beings too.
Yeah.
Going to jail did not suddenly change that.
Right. And so if you represent people, you'll get more votes, no matter where they come from. But that's the problem. They don't represent the people. They represent the corporations and the elites, the donor class. And this is just the obvious undertone of this whole thing is they don't represent people. They don't run on policy. They run on culture war bullshit and demonization and othering. That's the Republican win right now, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't so, but that's just the way it is.
It's terrible because there are a few really good ones out there who have just, a different way they were brought up and have a different way of looking at these situations, but they're clouded by this mass movement of hysteria, right?
Yeah, it's fear. They run on fear. Let us know what you guys think about that in the comments section. Are you pro or con to the Illinois bill they rammed through in the middle of the night? This is about the cash bail first. To end the cash bail system, to give people access to voting registration right out of jail, and to give them access to phone calls before hearings and stuff like that, which is all criminal justice reform. Both sides of the party say they want it, but when they really come down to it, wait a minute, I got a problem. Here, sir. Bullshit.
I really can't think of good arguments against letting people be able to access their cell phone to find numbers to call people they need to contact. Like, how is that a problem for anybody?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, there's some people that like the idea of punishment for crime. Literally, that's what you got, this ideology. But I'm leaning towards people in jail that are incarcerated are truly guilty. Let's say that of an actual crime, say violence, which is usually from substance abuse, domestic violence, which is crimes of passion, and then you have people that are stealing identities, theft, mugging, robbing, all because of resources. Let's fix the problem that moved them in that trajectory. That's part of the rehabilitation. If it's because of scarcity of resources, let's help them with job placement, give them skill sets that can help them get employed. If it's for domestic violence, let's make sure they ain't back in that relationship and give them some mental health counseling and stuff like that, and some tools outside of jail that keeps them from falling back in that old pattern. There's a lot of reforms that could be done. Mostly get people out of jail that aren't violent offenders, because we have house arrest systems. We have Wi-Fi, for crying out loud. I've known plenty of people, unfortunately, that I know around here that's been on house arrest. It's effective. And you can't drink, you can't do drugs, because the sensor on there will actually test you for alcohol and drugs, which is pretty fancy technology.
That is something I never would have had to encounter myself. So
I just have friends and stuff that I know that have been in trouble, that I've grown up with and stuff like that. So.
I'm a hermit, so it's more that I just don't know real human beings than that I live in some great neighborhood or something.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about it. Are you pro or are you con? Ending the cash bail system, giving inmates the right to 3 phone calls before questioning or hearings, giving them access to their actual phone numbers so they know who the hell to call, and then giving them voter registration, access to voting rights when they get out. I think they're all good. But if you agree or disagree, let us know in the comment section. While you're here, of course, give us a like if you like it. If you don't, turn thumbs down. We're not afraid of some criticism. Give us a reason why. And thanks for joining us. See you guys next time. And like always, gang gang.